A mini lesson helps teachers maximize instructional time, first by reducing what might otherwise have been lengthy teacher-directed lecture or direct instruction time, thereby allowing for more time for students to be engaged in application practice type activities. Mini lessons are short, they're concise, and they're very explicit instruction, allowing students to gain proficiency of a specific skill and then move on. Teachers use mini lessons at Highland Elementary in a variety of different formats. One of the ways that we use mini lessons is to try and really target a specific skill. If an entire class of students or a small group of students is lacking a certain skill that's very narrow in focus, they can use a mini lesson to accomplish that. It also allows for teachers to reduce the amount of time that might otherwise have been a lengthy direct instruction or lecture time, allowing for more time for students to be able to apply the concepts they've learned, apply the skills that they've learned in activities. Mini lessons are optimally used when there's a very specific skill that needs to be taught. That might include a skill that an entire class needs to master, but is very narrow in focus, or a skill that needs to be differentiated for a particular group of students. Perhaps after a standard has been launched in the classroom, the teacher will use mini lessons to help individual students or small groups of students reach mastery of that standard through mini lessons that are targeted at their skill level. The key elements to include in a mini lesson are a task analysis first, that the teacher has taken a look at the standard, the overall standard that they are trying to accomplish, and that they break it down into individual skills that the students will need to master in order to reach proficiency at that standard. A mini lesson should be very narrow in focus and should only target maybe one of those skills in that task analysis. Another key component when you're implementing mini lessons is that you use excellent time management. If you have only a short amount of time to teach that skill to students, you want to maximize the time that you have, be very explicit and concise with your instruction, and that you have differentiated in your planning for the specific students that you're targeting, so that in a short amount of time, they're able to receive the maximum amount of instruction. I think the biggest challenge teachers face in mini lessons is combating the tendency to want to talk too long. A teacher needs to be aware first of time management, that they have a short amount of time to deliver some really important information for those students. They need to have a very narrow focus. When they plan, it needs to be just based on one skill that the students need to master based on what they may be lacking, what a specific group of students might need to learn in order to move to the next level. We know that students learn best when they're offered a wealth of opportunity in application practice activities, lots of time with that, and lots of time to interact with their peers around their learning. With that in mind, teachers should know that a mini lesson can benefit them and benefit their students' learning by reducing the amount of time that a teacher is talking about broad standards. When they reduce it to 10 minutes, very, very specific, skill-focused, based on student need, and then allowing those students that opportunity to practice and interact, their students are going to be better for it. They're going to succeed at much higher levels, and teachers will be proud of the progress that they make.